How do you choose which opportunities to take on when you have so much thrown at you on Shark Tank, but also just email and Twitter, and people just say, hey, here's my idea, can you invest?
Very, very hard.
How do you make money when you have so many things you're working on?
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't really invest in other companies outside of Shark Tank because that takes up a lot of, it's my money and it's time. And if I would follow my own rules, then if I were to invest in other companies, then I should go invest in myself even further. Whether help bring FUBU back or my other companies that I own. Why the grass is not greener on the other side? Kind of work on myself. How to maximize social media and empowering people and things of that nature. So I really don't invest outside of Shark Tank. But no, it is a massive job to decide on where to focus your energy and your staff, because it's really easy for me to say to my staff, hey, why don't we go do this? Well, now you put 5, 10, 20, 30 people in and you gave them all 10 hours of work a week. It's not you, and then all of a sudden you're going to ask, well, why is this crumbling? Well, boss, you told me to do this. Right? So it's a lot of responsibility, and it's rise and grind. It's writing down goals, A's and B's on your goals, and finding out what you want to do the best. Yeah.
What do you think is the one thing you could do this year to help you drastically increase your revenue or income with everything that you're doing? Is it, the FUBU thing or reinvesting back in yourself? Is it taking a couple things and going all in with a few things, or?
I think today, if I was going to maximize, then it would have to be, really looking at the 80-20 at the company and personally, meaning what is the 20% of stuff that is creating 80% of the revenue and or joy or time in my life, whether it's personally or whatever the case is, and really digging deep into that thing. And a lot of times people don't want to look at the 80-20. I do look at it as often as I can, but I'm human as well. I get caught up in some things that may be from a reason I think needs to be done, and I get off track, but I have to go back to my goals and look at them. But yeah, it would be the 80-20. Like what are providing the 80% of revenue and or joy for my staff and myself and keeping people there.
What do you think that is right now?
I would say that FUBU right now is doing really well. We have a collaboration out with Puma.
Nice.
And that's having a resurgence. Of course, whether it's 80-20 or not, the new people that come on the Shark Tank I need to invest in, because they gave me the opportunity to invest in their dreams, and it's their time right now, and I took on that job of making sure that I do the best for them. So that's where, and then my personal brand as I get out there and I start to educate people, because for a long period of time I didn't want to necessarily. I didn't feel like, I wanted to go out and educate, because I didn't want people thinking, oh my God, he's trying to make money, he's selling us books and curriculum, but know better than anybody else, you don't make money off of books, right? You do it because you want to change people's lives. And now I realize that, unfortunately, there's too many people out there selling people insecurities in this world, and that I do need to come out with more products and ideas, because I was put on this public stage to show people that if my dumbass can make it, everybody else can. And that I need to create more curriculums like Daymond on Demand, or like Rise and Grind, or The Power of Broke, or my DJ Success Formula, or speaking engagements, or whatever, to empower people and not feel guilty that, hey, you know what? I got to charge you because I got to keep the lights on. I got to pay this staff that's traveling around, or the writers and everything else. So I think to improve more of what I'm giving to people, to show people that you can make it. And you don't have to have a lot of money. You got to just be able to ready to bust your butt and get out there and do it. So again, investing in myself to get this information out to the world on my podcast and things of that nature.
Yeah. Because you did the new podcast around the book, right?
Yeah, I did the new podcast around the book. It was me kind of like, giving people an insight on how I'm, the questions I'm asking individuals, and really fascinating stuff. My Rise and Grind podcast has been doing really amazing, and I put people on there that weren't even in the book. People like Barbara, of course, I had a really great conversation with Barbara.
Yeah.
I've learned so much from Barbara. She's really a brilliant person. The reason I like that is she comes at things with a very average, everyday, the people shark type of approach. Very simplistic.
Yeah.
I learned, like, even, she said stuff that's really amazing. Like, listen, I put down, I used to write down what I love and what I hate. and I made sure the things that I hate, I outsourced it or got people away from me that created this hate for whatever this is, and I focused on what I love. And as I did this, everything else mentally started to shift here, and I got rid of these things, right? And so she has such a simplistic approach to things, but she's a brilliant, brilliant woman.
Yeah. What would you say is the thing that you're excited about the most right now? You got so much going on.
I'm excited. I'm excited about everything I do, to be very honest. But I'm going on 10 years on Shark Tank. The next Oprah Winfrey or Steve Jobs or Bill Gates is in their pajamas eating cereal watching Shark Tank. And they're going to get up here, and the Phil Knights of the world, they're going to go and they're going to change the entire world. And they're 12 years old right now, eating cereal in their pajamas saying, I'm going to be that next person. So Shark Tank is absolutely amazing. Having books when you're so close to it a lot of times that when you finally put it out and you see that it's changing people's lives, I'm really, really excited about that. Of course, like I said, I'm so on this health thing that I'm realizing how screwed up I was prior, right? And that I'm gonna figure this thing out. I have my little girl, of course, and my two older girls, as most people watching or listening to this would. Most parents would say to themselves, was I a good parent, and did my child grow up to change the world? And I'm seeing my two older girls are being they're growing up to be the women that I wanted them to be, cool. And that they're adding a positive impact to this planet. I'm really looking forward. This year I'm looking forward to acquiring a lot more dad jokes to just make me that guy.
I gotta send you some. I'm gonna find some and I'm gonna text you.
You gotta send me some dad. Dad jokes are really, really important. They're high on my list.
What's your favorite one of all time? The pirate one was pretty good.
No, I have a lot of them. There's no one favorite dad joke. And they come anytime, right? So they can come at any time, and then you won't even laugh at them right then. You may laugh at them
later.
A lot later. Like what does a pirate say when they turn 80 years old? I matey.
I matey.
That's gonna hit you about 2 in the morning when you get up to go to the bathroom.
That was good. That's good. Yeah. Oh man, what about? What's the thing you're most proud of?
I'm most proud of being able to escape the clutches of everybody else's goals that they set for me when I was 16 and 20 years old, like most of the people that grew up in neighborhoods that people told them they were going to be dead or in jail, or that they weren't good because of their color, or their skin, or education, or because they didn't have any money. And I escaped those goals that were set for me by society, by people in the neighborhood who may not have had the right support system around them. And I defied those odds, and I became a person that I'm very proud of who I am today. And people could look at me and say, if he can make it, I can make it. And that's the thing I'm most proud of. If I die today or tomorrow or 50 years from now, there's nothing in my closet that I need to hide.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I need to second guess. And it was okay. It was okay doing the right thing when I had, like everybody else listening to us, had the option to do the wrong thing. It was okay to do the right thing.
Yeah, yeah. If dad jokes bring you the most joy and laughter, what's the thing that pulls at your heart the most? Is there things that happen in your day-to-day?
It's just those causes. It's those causes to find out that there's a meat market for dogs.
It's crazy, right?
To find out that there are people who can, you can put your trust in them to have your kids go and be gymnasts, and then all of a sudden they abuse your trust and they violate your children and things like that. Those things cause me pain.
Yeah. What's been the most painful thing in your life?
Getting divorced when I was my first marriage, because my ex-wife is a driven, brilliant person, and my marriage was sacrificed due to me working hard, me being young and dumb, and You know, you don't give a 30-year-old, you know, a couple of $1 million and fame at the same time, and
Right.
and that doesn't have an adverse effect. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know,
How long were you together for or married for?
We probably married for about 4 years. I
Yeah.
forgot what it was, but we were together. She was with me before the FUBU success.
Yeah.
You know, and she's still one of my closest friends, and biggest inspirations. She's the best partner I can ever have. So we're just not married any longer, but
Right.
very supportive. Yeah.
Right. That was a challenging transition for you?
Well, of course it was a challenging transition, but as you look back, I mean, you know, when would you ever, you know, not want to be in your family's lives and stuff like that, knowing that you could have controlled or you could have made a better effort to be a better person, right? But being human is human. You know, there's so many different aspects and things that come in your life, and many people who are business people, you know, they're on their second and third marriages, you know.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, listen, you know, my wife now and my baby now wouldn't be here if that didn't happen. So everything happens for a reason. I don't ever regret anything that happened. It just becomes a pain, you know, that you think about.
Do you ever think about your family as a business in terms of like running it like an entrepreneur would?
I didn't in the past, but I do now almost.
Really?
Again, because of some of these studies I've had in here, I realized that making the family a priority and running it like a business is great. It may seem cold, but it is very proficient if you do.
It's effective, right? Yeah.
It's effective, yeah.
How do you run your family like a business now then? Yeah,
Well,
what
you schedule time, first of all. You look at the investment that you're doing into future education and or, you know, it all is going to be time generally. It's going to be personal time, educational time, relaxation time, you know, and solving problems. You know, I think one of my friends said to me, you know, when he had a problem with his wife, he said, you know, the wife said, well, why aren't you trying to work this out? He's like, I don't have time. She said, but if I was a client,
you'd make time.
you'd make time,
If I
right,
was
to
paying
work
you,
this out,
right.
right? If I was paying you, you wouldn't want to lose that deal.
Right.
Why do you want to lose this relationship or this discussion we need to have? And I realized that, and that, you know, and that was something somebody said in the book, and I started to put in more time. And if you look at this, you know, a book like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, as you talked about, I realized throughout that time, you know, you start to find out more about yourself as you start to look at your family. You see what you're doing, good, bad, or indifferent, and you start to understand yourself, and you become more proficient in other aspects of life. You know, when FUBU really went down, it was right around when I had my divorce.
Really?
I don't think it was
Coincidence, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was reality. You know, I was miserable at home. I was taking it out on my work. I was making bad decisions, and I think that we just don't talk about family and health and all that stuff in regards to how important it is for success in business.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Why is it, do you think, that's in some entrepreneurs will not have those conversations with their partner or their wife or fiance, but they're willing to have those negotiations with their business deals?
I think because
it's more fun on the business stuff, or if it's
well,
too messy,
I think that business is a very, very clear thing. It's a number, right? Tomorrow you have money for payroll or not. Right, and you have to address it. You can try to hide it if you want and not talk about it, but the rent needs to be paid on the 1st or the 30th, right? And or the inventory is sitting there, so it's something you have to address. And all these other personal things, they're personal, right? I've seen the biggest titans of industry be someone who will do billion-dollar deals, but yet they're afraid to have a conversation with a woman at a bar because they feel too open and vulnerable, right? When they can hide behind a pen, a checkbook, a desk, or a wall, right? So I think that the personal aspect of life is something that people don't want to address because it's so fluid.
And it's scary. It's scarier, right?
Yeah.
The heart, like
the heart.
Yeah.
You want to, listen, I can sit across the table from you and I can say, I'm going to give you, this $50 for this, and you say, give me 70, and I say, screw you, right? Because, you're just negotiating with me. But if you're personally sitting across from the table and you go like, can I hold your hand? And a woman or a man goes, get the hell out of here.
Hurts.
You'll remember that for the rest of your life.
It hurts.
Because I remember when this girl didn't want to kiss me when I was 16 years old. That damn Lisa.
That's why you went and built up FUBU. He
That's
says,
right.
show you.
Show Lisa. She was ugly as hell, though.
Ah, who cares? Yeah. Wow. I'm still thinking about the beginning, the pirate beginner.
Yeah.
I had a question I want to ask you, but it's escaping me now.
Do you let that roll through the podcast, like you thinking now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good, because I like that, because I want people to know that you're processing the information.
Yeah. God, I had a really good thought. Sometimes when I'm interviewing, I have really good thoughts, but my goal is to be so present, but then the thought escapes me. Gosh, what was that? It'll come to me. I'm curious. This is what it was. Got it. You've seen so many deals over the last 10 years. You've been in business for a long time yourself.
Yeah.
Pre-Shark Tank. Mm-hmm. Now with cryptocurrency and just everything online, and what companies like Airbnb and Uber and these other companies have been able to do to scale so quickly, Dropbox, things like that, they've just built massive businesses very quickly. Over the next 10 years, what do you see as a great opportunity to get into in business? Is it more physical goods and clothing? Is it more food products? Is it more online digital software products? If you were to recommend for an entrepreneur starting today, knowing that so much has been changing and so much is going to continue to change, what would be like the best industry business idea to get into?
Well, it would be hard to tell somebody what the best industry is unless if they're just a passive investor. And you can look at industries like I play the market, I'll play infrastructure, and I'll play, technology and various things, right? Because I don't need to operate the business.
Yeah.
But if you're really going to operate the business, it has to be something that you're fascinated in, right? Or it's something that, again, is Christmas every single day.
Say it's Christmas every day for someone, for whatever that is.
I think that no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be anything specific. It has to be something, though, that is converting direct to the customer, and you're cutting out all the middlemen, because right now with all the noise, it's very hard. So I like companies, whether you're selling socks or you're selling food or you're selling fitness products or curriculums, you're talking directly to the customer, and you have various different platforms you're talking to them, because, I'm finding out, like, I was talking to one of my guys, and he was like, well, Vine is gone right now. So what happened to those people who have 5 million people on Vine, but they don't have any emails where they were? They're gone now. They have 5 million people. They worked so hard for that. So whether it's whether it's a membership and you're selling somebody a subscription model or whatever the case is, or you're Amazon, you got that button on your on your washing machine that boom, you hit that tide is coming right to you. You just eliminated everybody advertising all kind of other things, because you're a creature of habit. You're going to hit it. Or if your credit card is billed $5 a month, you're not going to take that damn $5 off. By the time you call those people, they're going to give you such a heartache on taking the $5 off. You're going to give them another $50, right? So I think it's anybody that is delivering something straight to the customer, and they have full margin, they know their analytics, they know who their customer is, so they can upsell their customer and or provide better value and get also real-time information on what is working or not working from the customer. So no matter what it is, that's the business,
That's why I love the online world right now. Just there's so many opportunities. I feel like I got it in at the right time. I knew nothing about business 10 years ago.
Right.
And I got kind of lucky of timing and just like curiosity and working really hard to be able to understand this now. It's
online. This is where it's at.
There's no inventory.
No inventory. That's it. I mean, and even if it is inventory, you can probably turn your inventory fairly quickly and not have to worry, like I said, the 60, 90 days turn and things of that nature. So
exactly.
Fascinating time. But the only thing that people have to understand about this is that now everybody can do it as well.
Everyone.
So you better get up and bust your ass. You better rise and grind, because everybody can do it. So how do you separate yourself from the noise? It goes back to the fundamentals of being able to get up before everybody else and go to bed after everybody else.
Yeah. What would you say is your unique superpower?
Picking good people.
Yeah.
I am not the smartest person in the world, but I have I have this knack for picking good people. I have this knack also for allowing people to fail and seeing the good within them. And when everybody else goes, they're short-tempered with the people or whatever the case is, I figure that just like in entrepreneurship, if this stuff has failed between you and you didn't do a good job, I know one less thing I can give you. But now, where can I give you stuff that makes you who you are? And I think that that's my knack. I give a lot of people a lot of chances, but it ends up coming back to me double and triple in value because they are amazing people.
Yeah. What's the thing you see that you look for when you can pick them? Is it like a feeling right away? Is it
no,
more
it's
like
never
how they
feel right
carry
away.
themselves?
It's never feel right away because they have to unfold they're everybody's on their best behavior when you first meet them.
Take the onion off. And
yeah, exactly. So it's drive, right? It's that they think outside the box. They're problem solvers. They're also able to communicate throughout a team and a system. And they have a very clear vision on the things that they like, and they know how to communicate that to everybody else, so everybody else could kind of see their way. They may not be good in one area, but it doesn't matter. If if I pick a person, I'll put them in any area. You know what I mean? And they'll figure it out. Those type of common sense, with drive and some level of respect, honesty, and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, you just can't lose when you have somebody like that. You have somebody ready to bust their ass, and you can't if they're never gonna stop.
They're gonna figure it out one day.
Yeah, you can't beat those people. And they're gonna, if you don't work with them, they're gonna go off and be your competitor.
Exactly. If you're looking to become rich, then check out this video about the 7 things poor people do that the rich don't do.
The difference between them and other people is their sequencing. If my order of steps I take to go here isn't as efficient as yours because your sequencing is better, you're gonna get there faster than I am.